So first off, this is the 2nd of December, we have April 1995 comic book version of The Power of Shazam. So The Power of Shazam, honestly, it has a completely different origin than I've known for many of the different incarnations of Shazam. Since it's 1995, it's way past, and it's actually right before the 0 hour, I think. But yeah, there's so many different ones. This is on the outer brink of me not really knowing comic books anymore. 75 to 95 is where I say most of my, framed memory is, and everything else is just alternate universes of that. So it says, when strikes the arson fiend. Well, first off, that cover right there is an A+. That is a gorgeous painted cover. Fantastic cover. I love painted covers to begin with, but this whole series had a great run of painted covers. All right, the second thing I want to look at is the internal art. The internal art is going to be passable. Nothing bad. The art's not anything wowing, so it's not bad, it's not good, it's not, well, I'm not saying that's not good. I mean, I see it as good. Most people don't think it is because you're like me. You're like eager little beavers. But sometimes you're like going, that could be better. That could be better. The artist inside, it's okay. I'll give it a C. The story, it was okay. It wasn't bad. There's a few little plot holes that I was wondering about. Like, he had no powers and then he got them at the last minute. So it was one of those saved at the last minute things, which I always kind of hated it personally. It's like, I like whenever people aren't like at the last minute, suddenly just kicked in and saved them. Plus this arson guy, it feels like it's a dream because he keeps on jumping, and there's part of it's a dream. Animaniacs, awesome. So the story, it did have a few things that were confusing. Like, he put him into water and he still was bubbling or whatever. That's fine. But then it's like he goes back and forth. The house is on fire. The house is not on fire. The house is on fire in certain places. The house is on fire all over the place. And then when he's up there, he's talking to this guy. He doesn't realize that his arm's on fire. How does he not realize that? There's a lot of plot kind of like, it's like the person's never experienced these kinds of concepts, like being near a fire. I don't know. It just feels like the story is a little weak. But it's not, I'm going to give it a D, to be honest with you. Now, the overall concept, it's Captain Marvel versus a fire guy. Okay. It's not the most unique concept ever, so I'm going to give it a C. It's neither really that good or bad. It's kind of live with it or without it. But did I waste my time reading it? No, I think it was good to read. Kind of catch me up on this universe because it gives a little bit of the background of Billy Batson in this universe, that he didn't go and live with that old man that he did in the original Fawcett comics. He's living with some rich dude, which is kind of confusing. So it's very different than I'm used to. So anyway, this guy right here, I'm like, and this guy is evidently, he's a bad guy. He looks like the professor. I don't know. We'll probably hear more about it later. At this point, he also doesn't know about Mary. So, yeah, I'll just give it a plain C because it's like not the most original, but not the most like, oh my gosh, the concept is terrible. It's not a bad concept. All right. It's just that, there's so many times we have reinvented Captain Marvel. I don't even know I don't know how many different Captain Marvels there are at this point. So let me know what you think about this comic book in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you read it when it was new? Did you read it more recently? I did not read this when it was new. I read it more recently. It was $1.50. That was way too much for a comic book for me back then. All right, y'all have a great day.